Doctor Who, name the episode. We're back with more Whodle, and I am on the verge of dropping below 50% first correct guesses for the first time ever, and I am not confident on this image at all. There's someone looking out a frosted window with a baby. It's giving me Christmassy vibes. I'm thinking maybe it could be the snowmen when they're raising the villain. You see him go through being a child, talking to the great intelligence, becoming an evil older gentleman in the form of Richard E. Grant. I think this might be going below 50%, but I think it's my best guess. Okay, we're definitely going below 50%, and I don't know that we've got someone crying here. I'm kind of sticking with the Christmassy theme, but I'm not sure what episodes would fit that at all, actually. I'm really not sure. I could keep going down the Christmassy road. I don't know how much it'll help. Sure, I'm going to stick with the same era. Oh, we have Flower of the Leaf again. Is this Rings of Akaton again? We've had it before. I don't fully recognise this angle, what's going on there, but with the leaf, that'll be my guess. Oh, how funny! There's Richard E. Grant with the great intelligence, but it must be Name of the Doctor instead. And right, that explains the leaf in the Name of the Doctor. Yeah, sure. Oh, and now I'm annoyed at myself because this is Jenny. This is Jenny crying when she says, "I think I've been murdered," and the Whispermen get her when they're all on that psychic call. Should have got it onto. I didn't register who that was. I just completely stumped me. The first image is still kind of really doesn't mean anything to me, admittedly. But yeah, there's Jenny, Clara of the Leaf, Great Intelligence. Oh, well, we went out with an absolute bang of Not a Tour getting it in one. It's another 4. Name of the Doctor. There they are, the Doctor's Grave on Trengelaw. Oh, that was not a good one, and we're below 50%. Doctor Who Whodle named the episode, and we've got a very angry looking dude here with a bushy beard and bushy hair in a blue coat. And I do believe I know what he is from. I think this will be one of the crew from the ship that deliver goods in The Lie of the Land, and here they're probably being inspected by the monks and their staff. The only other thing that kind of came into my head for a bit was maybe he could be a Zygon in Invasion or Inversion. I go to that those episodes a lot. But I think the blue coat has convinced me over. It's kind of the style of the episode. I think it's going to be The Lie of the Land. It is The Lie of the Land. Okay. Technically a single part story, even though Extremis, Pyramid at the End of the World, and Lie of the Land are all part of the same story. I don't know why they treat them as different stories. Oh, that's a bit of a difficult one. There's Missy in her cell. Magpie Electrical watching us on the TV. Yeah, there's everyone in the same kind of colours. And the Doctor in his office. Yeah, don't like to be overly negative, but Lie of the Land I found to be a bit of a letdown after Extremis being really good and Pyramid at the End of the World being pretty good. And the fake out regeneration in this was just really not needed at all. Just for the trailers, that was. I'm not a fan of that. But yeah, an interesting story anyway, and I'm happy to guess it in 1. Doctor Who, name that episode, and we are in the 9th/10th Doctor's TARDIS interior with the console. And I was a bit confused by the shot at first. I'm like, it's a bit vague. But then I realised what we've got here is some sort of claw interacting with the terminal, which would imply a robot's in here. And I can only think of one time that ever happens, and that'll be Gadget, the 10th Doctor controlling it to get everyone off the space base when he finally goes full on Time Lord victorious in the waters of Mars. Yeah, I mean, Waters of Mars, probably top 5 story for me. Incredible, great. Scary villains, very scary villains. Good emotions. He's gone too far. I really like the little bit of the Dalek. Yeah, incredibly creepy villains, incredibly tense. And it's probably one of the most depressing, sad, brutal episodes there with some of the crew's deaths. Yeah, and I'm very happy I got it in 1. Doctor Who, name that episode. Here we are. We've got a light bulb on the screen. I desperately want to go for Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror, but it is not. You can tell from the shot it is not Jodie Whittaker era. In the reflection for the bulb, we have some windows. It's not giving me much information, I won't lie. Um, Once again, my brain's kind of going. I don't know if it's ever been the answer to the lodger yet, but I always go when it's just around a bit of equipment sticking out a weird way, because this is a bulb to the side, not going down from the ceiling. It's not Rory's dad changing a bulb or something like that. My brain always goes to the 11th Doctor's contraption in the lodger, and maybe this could be in his room with some windows pointing outside. I don't have a better guess, so we're going the lodger. I think it could easily be Matt Smith era, going from the quality. Not the lodger. We got a beam, white beam coming down past some sort of sun. This is the teleport system that they come flying down in Asylum of the Daleks down to the Asylum planet. I wonder if this is from like Amy's changing room and she's modelling. That would explain like a Sirage light bulb like next to a mirror in a dress room. But yeah, this is definitely Asylum of the Daleks from Series 7. It is. There's the Court of Daleks. Okay. There's Amy doing her modelling. There's Oswin's chair, first Clara Echo we ever see. And there they are in the big Dalek court. I do wish Asylum of the Daleks had been a two-parter. I think getting more time with those on the Asylum and more time with the Daleks up here would have been interesting. And Daleks in the Matt Smith era are a bit weird. Like they changed designs to some people call them the Teletubby Daleks in Victory of the Daleks, and then we never really properly see those Daleks again. You get a couple of them in like a glossy red style here, but it would have been interesting. They kind of just reappear here, full powerhouse, and then they all were made to forget him, and then that's undone not long after. Just would have liked a bit more development from it, but a fun story nonetheless. Seeing some of the older Dalek designs. And yeah, glad to get into. Doctor Who, name that episode. We've got snow, we've got a footprint in the snow. My brain goes straight to Christmas episodes, but I feel like this one could apply to a lot of Christmas episodes. Could be Doctor Widow and Wardrobe. There's robots in that that leave like solid footprints. Could be Husbands of River Song. You got Hydroflax, leave a big solid footprint. Could even just be a human footprint in a big boot. Like could be Santa's footprint in Last Christmas. I think from the size of it, I'm just going to go Dr. Widow and the Wardrobe. I've guessed that multiple times wrongly lately, so might as well continue with that tradition. Oh, wow. No, I was off. I mean, it's technically, I like to think of it as a pseudo-Christmas episode of Christmas Episode of Tights, the only Christmas episode the Ninth Doctor ever got. This has got to be Charles Dickens, because, I mean, the quality is Series 1 quality, through and through, snowy episode. It's got to be The Unquiet Dead with Nine, Rose and Charles Dickens. It is, there they are. Very good, in the order I said them, I think. Body snatching, and Gwyneth blowing them all up, good old Gwyneth, distant relative of Gwen, or just some spatial face similarities, because I suppose she didn't actually have any kids, but I suppose maybe it could be some long distance relative. And yeah, I think The Unquiet Dead is actually slightly underrated. I really like the end of the episode, saying about his stories are remembered forever. The villains are creepy. And for an episode 3 of the revival, the first historical, I think it was pretty strong to set the tone of how those stories can be. And yeah, I'll take it in 2. The being snow, I thought it looked too good to be that early on, but I mean that image was a dead giveaway. Not bad. Whodle, name the Doctor Who episode, and I'm immediately just panicking because, again, it's been a few years since I've done a proper full Doctor Who watch through. I am in the process of doing one, but I have paused it at the end of the RTD era to watch the current Season 1, Series 14 with Shooty and Millie, I'll resume afterwards, which means it's been a long time since I've seen these stories, because I'm pretty certain this is either the first part of the finale of Series 8, Dark Water. This will be where the Doctor is when he gets phoned by Clara. Or it could be Last Christmas, where the Doctor wakes up from having the face hugger on him. And I don't remember which of those two things it can be. And if I had watched it more recently, if I had watched it, again, I think it would be stuck in my head. But because I haven't, and it's been since the last time I saw it would have been around about when it came out, it's not in there. So it's either just after Danny dies and Clara phones, or the Doctor phones Clara, I can't remember which way around it is, and she ends up then going to another planet that looks somewhat like this, but not quite like this, and she throws all his keys into lava, but it's a dream. Or, funnily enough, another dream where he wakes up from a head crab in a bit that looked really similar to where they did the key throwing, and I almost wonder if they used the same set for where he woke up. But I'm not sure which of the two it is. These kind of eggy bits make me think of spiders. It's like a weird, quick shot. Maybe they would throw it in just for how he woke up to show he was on an alien planet. I'll go Last Christmas. I always get 50-50s wrong. Will that continue? Yeah, yes it will. Unreal. It's where he is getting the phone call from Clara in Dark Water. Oh dear. Oh, there she is where Danny got run over on the road. On the phone. Or a post-it note. Danny's on the phone there. Gets hit by a car. I'll take that into. It's a shame. I knew it was one of those two. The 50-50s make me sad. Yeah. I always find Danny getting hit by a car kind of weird. Like, was he just not looking? Was it Missy secretly in a car? They never go to say any of it, why it happened. He just did. I mean, I suppose that can be life. I really like Dark Water. I think Death in Heaven is really great because of Missy, but I think as Cybermen go, they weren't really Cybermen. They were more just kind of like Missy's robot version of Cybermen that were fully under her control. Which I always find like maybe we could have used a different villain, because we end up seeing the Master and the Cybermen together a lot after this. It becomes a bit of a thing with World Enough and Time, Dr. Fools, and then again with Sense and the Cybermen, Timeless Children. But yeah, I'll take it into. I'm slightly annoyed. Whodle, name the Doctor Who episode, and we have some sort of mechanical doors opening and something being lifted into like a hatch, maybe. This is where I would usually say, looking at the style and the black bars, oh, it's Jodie Whittaker, it has to be. But actually, going from like the colour grading of the shot and also how familiar this seems to me, I think it's more recent. I think it's going to be from the 60th specials, which would also have the black bars at the top and bottom. But where from them would it be? The idea I've got in my head, even though it doesn't seem exactly right, I did watch them all twice, but all within the weeks of when they aired, is maybe this is part of the Meep ship and it's being lifted up into that escape capsule bit, and the Meep could be on top of this little platform maybe, and that's the bit that blasts off when they defeat the Meep. I'm going to go with the Star Beast. Hopefully I'm right. Wow, God, I am just off by one constantly these days. It seems to be ridiculous, because this is definitely inside the ship in Wild Blue Yonder. So, and yeah, I couldn't tell what this is. It looked like a platform to me, and it's so dark, I still can't really tell, but I do know now. And I thought this was a really cool shot, so I'm even more annoyed at myself. This is where the side of the ship opens up, and they send out that little, like, drone to show them where they are, and it has video footage. It's a really, really cool shot, and I should have got that it was Wild Blue Yonder. One off again, I just can't help it. Okay, I was right there, yes. There's the coolant things inside where we meet the fake Doctor and Donna. Outside of the ship, there's the drone I was talking about. Front of the ship, Wild Blue Yonder, really airy, really quite cool. Some of the CG was maybe a bit too silly for me in places, but I really, really like the performances and the creepiness of the story. I mean, I really enjoyed the 60th as a whole. Good to know I'm already not getting it in one, even though it was really recent. Silly. It would have been great if it was somehow with the giggle and I did 1, 2, 3. I seem to be just great at being one off, though. Another week, another good amount of Whodles, really. I mean, there were some bad ones in there. I say some bad ones. We started on a 4. The rest of the weeks were 1s and 2s, which I consider very good. Yeah, and still the most common thing we've done it in is 1, so not too sad about that at all. I am sad about the amount of times I'm off by 1. But yeah, I think the difficulty of them lately has been very good. And yeah, only a few absolute doomers lately, especially the Name of the Doctor. But yeah, not bad. See you next time.